If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and a child shall lead them.
To buy our merch! Yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener!
DJ Mike Franco up tonight.
Yep.
As if you only put your black hand up there, not my white one. How rude.
All right, white power.
Heavy as the Crown by Sylosis is our next song. Let's check this out and see what we got here.
This is the latest Sylosis song, by the way.
Oh, is it? Oh,
This
okay.
is DJ Mike. For all you beautiful new people, once you get 4 songs, you get an entire night devoted and dedicated to yourself. You determine the time, the place, virtual, the song list, the song order, even the little picture on the side. Gotham is yours! All right, you beautiful bitches. Let's do it. Shout out to Zeno. All right, let's do it. Heavy is the Crown. The band name is Sylosis. The DJ is Franco. I'm Vin, that's Sori. Let's do it. Go!
Ooh. Okay.
Slipknot type vocals. And a little bit of synth action in there. rendition of it.
Wow.
Shout out to Magellan USA. I've never heard this band before, but I like it already.
What?
And that, dear
Sylosis?
listener, is the entire point of why we do DJ streams. Yeah, you can see another Slipknot reaction, another whatever reaction.
It was
another
Sylosis.
Another Tool reaction. No disrespect to Slipknot or Tool, any of those bands. But man, we want to introduce people to different shit. You want to hear different music. So shout out to DJ Mike Franco, another Sylosis fan. Mike Franco. They
That
didn't know
got
Sylosis,
heavy.
and now because of you, they do. Shout out to Mike Franco. Okay. What did you think the song was about?
It kind of reminded me of, first of all, like the last one, kind of a similar theme in a different sort of way.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
I kind of saw that.
I have to say, it was extremely heavy. So I already had it turned up from the last song, and I turned it up even more on this one. I really, really, really liked how heavy it was. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of the same similar... So who's left standing? Failed icons, feeble and abandoned. Deities that stood so tall, no longer looking down on us all. Such a fall from get grace. Almost like what we all were looking to no longer holds the same sort of awe as it did before, and they fell from grace. Like it literally says deities that stood so tall, and I think that. You know how, like, we had the, I don't know if it was not the age of awareness, but you know, like, where people were
Age of accountability?
No, like, where people were, like, coming into more scientific stuff and, like...
The Enlightenment.
The Enlightenment, yeah,
Yeah.
where they were, like, deities and that sort of stuff kind of was getting pushed to the side, and it was becoming more, I don't know, like, stuff changed, but it does seem like, I don't know, that things are... I don't know. As you age and as you meet people as they're aging, you start realizing that stuff circles its way back around. Yeah. So it kind of, I was thinking about that. But yeah, that to me was what was going on. But then it went into Heavy as the Crown. Are they talking about the leader?
Well, it's a common phrase, heavy is a head that wears a crown.
Yeah.
And it's like, you idolize people who are leaders in leadership positions. But you don't understand the cost.
No.
The toll that it takes on you to be that person.
Right.
So, yeah, it was kind of a little bit of what we were talking about in the previous songs. And, you know, there's a lot of... I remember my brother used to work at Warner Brothers in Manhattan.
Yep.
When we were in New York. And, like, every Friday, he would come home with a stack of free comics. I don't know how he got them. I don't know, whatever, but he'd have a stack of comics. Anyway, they were DC comics because Warner Brothers, owns DC Comics or whatever. And there was one particular, I'll never forget it. It was a crossover with the Superman world and the Batman world came together.
Okay.
And what happened was, Batman was off on a business trip or something like that, so he called up Superman. He's like, "Yo, can you watch over Gotham for me?" Some shit like that. So
okay, what's up, Mike?
So Superman's like, "All right, cool, I'll fill in." So he flies over to Gotham, and of course, Robin is still there. So Robin ends up meeting Superman, and sometimes in comics they'll do an entire spread. So like. Both pages are just one picture.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And they won't do a lot of dialogue because they're really trying to, it's like a highlight moment. And, whoa, shout out to Jorge Barajas.
Thank you for the super chat.
So anyway, so like Robin is like, and the way that Robin is looking at Superman, it was just like complete awe. Like, godlike.
Okay.
And Superman's there like, all right, kid, like, let's go, show me around, that type of thing. But the entire time he's just looking at Batman like, Superman like, yo, this dude is flying. Because remember, Robin, Batman is a human. Like, he's a regular dude. Whereas,
over 300 people.
What's his face?
Hey, what's
Superman,
up?
Clark Kent is an Anunnaki. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's not a human being. So like, the awe, and I just remember looking at that and being like, damn, that's bad. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been people, people always say, like, don't meet your heroes because they'll disappoint you or whatever. And that's kind of true. Like, I met one of my heroes, and he actually was like, it was like a mentor type relationship. Mm-hmm. And like the guy's legendary in subculture. And so I'm in Texas, and they're like, yeah, we got you. We're gonna have you, attached to so and so, and he's gonna, because you're off here, like you need help with this and that.
Yep. Okay.
And he didn't disappoint me in the sense like, damn, like this guy isn't who I thought he's exactly who I thought he was, but I'm not who I was. In other words, like when I was hearing him talk. And he was like talking about how he was like, hell yeah, if they would have let us go, I would have killed all those people.
Oh, yeah.
Including the children. Like,
yeah.
If everybody would, like, they killed his friends and they dragged his friends' dead bodies all across the screen, put it on CNN, all types of shit. So, you know how that should go. Like, I understand. Like, and he was in a certain kind of mind state, and like, they were not allowed to leave and go back and
do something about it
because they just wanted to go out. They had blood in their mouths, obviously. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't who I thought I was, because like when I heard that and I felt that energy, I'm like, yo, like, yeah, that's not me. This is just not me. Yeah. So it was one of those situations that, like, he didn't disappoint me. It was just that, like, that reverence and awe I had for him kind of diminished a little bit. Although he didn't do anything. It wasn't like he was a hypocrite or like a fake. Like, the dude he was about his shit. But it was just one of those things where it's just like, damn, bro. Like, I'm not down there. You know what I'm saying? And it really made me rethink a lot of shit. Like, what path are you on, bro? Like, to get you to the point where you become that dark. Yeah. And like, there was about 15 years between the incident that happened but he was like it was happening yesterday. So I'm like, yo, do I want to be that kind of person? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's the same thing I'm going through with Tom Brady right now. Yeah, I'll read it for sure, Amy. I'm almost certain you have nothing to apologize for, but I will read it. So I'm looking at it like Tom Brady, and they're going back and forth, and they talk about, and somebody said, yeah, he came back because it's all about him, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, you got kids, you got a family, you got Giselle who put her career aside for damn near a decade so that you could follow your dreams. Like, when is it going to be her turn? And then you got a son who's up playing high school football. So you out here saying, oh man, I don't want to sit at home and watch a game and know I can still play. I know I still got shit in the tank and I can't go and I can't go play. Like, yeah, you can never get that back. You will lose that. But like, why aren't you concerned about, I'll never get to see my kid do a game-winning drive? Like, if your son is kicking ass at football, you ain't gonna be there to see him, bro. Right. So now I'm like, damn. So then when I heard that statement, like, it's all about him, I'm like, yo, that was like a real gut punch to me. And like, honestly, like, I mean, I'll still watch it, but like, it's not gonna hit the same to me, like, because like that's real ugly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I also know that that's an indicative of like a gap in his soul somewhere that he believes that football is gonna fix. But that kind of got me, man. I was like, damn, bro, that's selfish as fuck, man, and that's destructive, man. Like, and the other thing about Brady is like, when you hear Tom talk about his dad, he gets extremely emotional. Because his dad was there for him for everything. Exactly. He talks about his dad never missed a game, all type of shit. And it's like, bro, you got 7 titles and you can't get to your son's game? Yeah. The Super Bowl comes around, you kick out your whole family so you can watch tape. Like, that shit is, I don't know, bro. Like, so it kind of makes you go, like, it's almost like there's a, it's a theme in the Greek tragedy, the fatal flaw with, like, Achilles. He's got this fatal flaw, and he's, and so, all these Greek heroes, it was one of the themes. They just have this thing that hamstrings them, but it's the same thing that makes them great, like Icarus.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you got to have nuts of steel to fucking go up in the air and all this shit, right? But then now you're going to fly too close to the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the best thing about a person is the worst thing about a person. And that's why we have people in our life, because they mediate those things, and they call it out. Like, like I'm really grateful. Like Peter, for example, like Peter is like, like, I'm not gonna get into, because I want to respect him, but like, as far as like, I respect like the way that our relationship is. Like, I'm very, very grateful for it, because Peter's one of those, man, fuck you. Fuck you, your family, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like, it's weird, but like, like, I need people like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, that whole thing where your heroes where you're kind of disillusioned by your heroes is one of those situations, like.
Yeah, Peter always surprised me because I didn't picture him he doesn't look like somebody that would be like that with you.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't, because he's all European and shit, all peaceful and skinny and shit. You know what I'm saying?
He keeps everything pretty cool.
Yeah, they eat a lot of vegetables in Europe. All those guys are like a size 22 in jeans and like their waist. They got a 22 waist and shit. Like, look at that dude from Muse, man. You're not gonna get more than a size 22 waist on that shit. I really love this song. That's a tough moment. Like that's part of it. Like, I'm not going to go there. But, like, if you think about the political situation that we're in, there's a lot of that going on. Like, a lot of disillusionment. When you look at the main players, Trump, Biden, Bernie. Like, the most disillusioned people I've seen politically are Bernie Sanders fans, right? Because he was on some real shit. Yeah. And I believe that he really, truly meant every word that he said. It's just he couldn't go up against the machine. Because he's not disposed to it, like, in his heart. And on top of that, I do believe that the millions kind of made him a little bit comfortable. You feel me? So, yeah, that moment of disillusionment is a tough moment.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I tell the boys all the time, like, and like, yeah, we don't want the babies to say the F word. So, but everybody knows their father. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. Like, what the fuck, man? And then Razor today said, Daddy, don't say that. And you have to apologize. You have to say, I'm sorry. It's like, why are you apologizing to a 2-year-old? Because I was wrong. I broke a house rule. But, like, the reason I'm doing that, it's not because, like, I'm an awesome dad. It's because I understand their perception of, like, the natural perception of a child to his father is, like, to idolize him. And if you don't get out of your way to destroy that concept, it's a funny thing. It's like, you have so much cachet with them right now, they'll believe anything you say. So you're the only person that can tell them that none of their idols are real. So while you have that influence before they get disillusioned, because what happens when kids get disillusioned, when they don't have that preconditioning, when they get disillusioned without the preconditioning, what they're going to say is they're going to be like, oh, he fucked up, but there's another guy to look for, another guy to look for. Whereas what I'm conditioning them is to say, everybody's flawed, everybody's a sinner, everybody's going to screw up, and you can the only real heroes are people who will apologize when they're wrong. So if my kids get me dead to rights, I don't give a fuck. If a 2-year-old says, hey, you can't say that. You can't, what was it, damn it?
Yeah,
you can't say damn it.
It's funny to watch because they're so small and they're telling you, and like, you don't even hesitate. You're just like, yep, sorry about that. Thank you, Peter, for the super chat. He said, I like the live stream. Love from New Zealand.
Shout out to New Zealand. We were just talking about this lady from New Zealand that started this like diaper company. And I'm like, yo, I guarantee you that this diaper company started from like somebody like, and sure it was a mother of 4 started it. So shout out to New Zealand, gang. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to apologize. You know what I'm saying? If you're wrong, you have to apologize as a father, because your kids are going to idolize you. And so now when I have all of that like cachet and that worship, now I can say, man, everybody's fucked, and they'll believe me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you got to take advantage of that moment to like destroy destroy the concept as a whole.
Yeah.
And theoretically, it would make for a more complete person, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. So there we go.
Crazy. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed this song. It was super, super heavy. Again, like I said, I turned it right up there. I really, really, really liked it. And the phrase "heavy is the crown," you know, I've always seen like with you, like on the back end, because you've always done stuff that was like over the top, more so that would cause extra weight on yourself. And seeing you on the back end of it, I'm like, the phrase is true.
I mean, any kind of high powered, you know, Amy, you know, I don't want to blow up her stuff, but she does some. She's been mixed up into some uncommon shit, and you are. It's a certain kind of personality type. That if you're like, yo, if you heard and saw everything, you'd be like, yo, this is some movie, but the shit is like, there's a toll on the other side of it that, you know.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, there are different types of personalities that will push themselves to certain degrees to be able to accomplish certain things. But I think that, like, while not everybody is capable of becoming the president or, you know, doing something like that, I think that we all, to the degree, like, for what we've been given and who we are as a person, like, everybody has to push themselves for where they are as a person, and anybody can decide, I'm not going to push myself, I'm just going to float. And so, you know, you could say heavy is he who wears the crown, and it could be like the person that you look to and you're like, oh, they're leading all of these people. But it could also be the person that is not leading all of these people, but is doing as much as they possibly can with what they've been given as a person. And that can also have a weight to it as well. So everybody's different, and everybody has different capabilities, and it's just how much are you willing to sacrifice for other people and for what you believe in. Shout
out to Jordan Norman. Why use other people's talent for money when you are useless and have zero talent? Yeah, Vince got a huge head. That's not a good thing. Where is anything to be right? I don't know what that last sentence means, but shout out to the homie. I don't know you, Jordan Norman. I've never seen you before, but come and welcome. And by the way, I will not tolerate anybody saying anything untoward against Big Jordan. This is a free speech environment, ladies and gentlemen, and we don't only welcome people who like us and agree with us. So please show Christian charity to Jordan. But shout out to the big homie. Thank you for explicating your opinion, buddy. That's a pretty brave thing to do in a room with 284 people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. You got to respect this gangster. Okay, what do you give?
Another 9.8 for me.
See, it did, and they had a very unique kind of breakdown.
Yeah,
like the breakdown. It was like the da 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 da, you know, type thing. But like they did it. They added some variation to it, which is like one of the things like I'm talking to a guy right now because I'm like, yo, throwing out these ideas. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Because right now, like I know myself, like I'm in like I'm locked in guitar wise. Like I'm really, really locked in right now. I'm not exaggerating. I'm probably putting in 4 hours a day.
Probably.
And I want to get up on that, but you know, when you have 15,000 kids and a couple businesses
and a wife
and a very it gets difficult. Okay, all right. So we are coming right back. This is a 9.4. 9.4. Chris, you did not miss Testament at all.
When We Were Young by Architects is up next.
When We Were Young by Architects is up next. Do not touch that dial. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Vin and Sori. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.